Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Patricia Del Rio is live at a game in Southington with suggestions on making the best of it. And of course, one suggestion is to get a hat like yours, Patricia.
Yeah, well, this is the best one, right? Well, the Southington game was supposed to be tomorrow, but because it is going to be so bitterly cold, they moved it to tonight. And there are important things that you need to know. We talked to a doctor at St. Francis. He said the most important thing is your hat. You lose 40% of your body heat through your head, so you want to keep that covered, and that includes your neck as well. You want that covered. The other thing is you want your upper and your lower body to have 3 layers. So that could be like a long sleeve shirt and then a fleece and then your coat. And then finally, as far as your hands and your feet, he's very big on the glove and sock liners so that you have 2 layers there. Whether it's being a spectator at a football game, running a race, or being a Black Friday shopper, being in the extreme cold means being prepared. Dr. Jeffrey Brown, sports medicine director at St. Francis Hospital, says it's important to be aware of signs of hypothermia.
Other signs of cold or hypothermia could be a change in the personality, in the sense that the person becomes less and less talkative. They get quieter and quieter because their body's starting to shut down.
Also new tonight, just about a week after Thanksgiving, Jewish people all over the world will celebrate Hanukkah.
This year, though, could be a difficult one after a mass shooting at a Pittsburgh synagogue and other acts of anti-Semitism. Channel 3's Susan Raff has the story.
Congregation Beth Israel in West Hartford is one of the oldest Jewish congregations in Connecticut. It started in the mid-1800s. Michael Pincus is their rabbi.
It said on the first day of Hanukkah, when they didn't think there was going to be enough oil, they lit it anyway.
Hanukkah is celebrated with lighting a menorah. In ancient Jerusalem, there was only enough oil for one night, but the menorah burned for 8.
New tonight, answering the call for some local seniors.
A group of volunteer firefighters from the Naugatuck Valley spent part of the day cooking up and delivering a Thanksgiving meal. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland has more tonight from the mobile newsroom.
This has become a tradition for the firefighters in Derby, donating the food, cooking it, and getting it out to the seniors who otherwise wouldn't have a Thanksgiving dinner without it.
We have 85 pounds of turkey, which is 5 turkeys, a whole bunch of stuffing, a whole bunch of mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, some rolls.
And for these volunteer firefighters with Derby.
Now to an I-team investigation. We all cannot stand bad drivers. I actually saw quite a few of them today, especially if they are driving a government car paid for by you. For some, it's enraging enough to call that number on their bumper or to email a complaint. But you wonder, does anything even happen? What's the ramifications, if any at all? Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter David McKay did some digging, broke down the numbers, and found out how those complaints are handled.
State employees driving on your dime, you would expect them to follow the rules of the road, but that simply isn't always the case.
From bobbing and weaving in traffic to texting and giving the old obscene gesture, some of our viewers would say state employees have broken a few rules on the road from time to time. But with the modern-day bumper sticker that they started slapping on their vehicles in 2009, you can make a complaint if you catch a good glimpse or have a dash cam. We dug through over 800 complaints made about state vehicles over the past couple years. The complaints are logged by the Department of Administrative Services. They're the ones that rent out or lease fleets to other state departments. I broke the complaints down into 7 categories, and I did some nifty highlighting you see here. You've got your speeding, tailgating, erratic driving, which encompasses swerving lane changes, running lights, and not yielding. Prime examples of erratic driving complaints that we got video of. A driver was constantly drifting out of their lane, switching lanes with no turn signal, and speeding. Or, this woman was speeding. I went 110 to get her plate. Well, 2 wrongs don't necessarily make a right. Another would be, vehicle was weaving in and out of lanes, passing from the other side of cars, and cutting other stuff off. Looked like something out of Grand Theft Auto. Then you have texting, on the phone, improper parking, and the other category. It includes taillights out, throwing garbage out the window, out of state, not wearing a seatbelt, and in some cases, driving too slow. One complaint that was put into this category about a state driver was she failed to clean off the snow and sleet from the top of her car from the previous nor'easter. Now, there's always that conversation about who is the better driver, men or women. I'm just here with a number of complaints, and I'm going to have a hard enough time after this story, so let's just leave it there. So just based on the sheer number of complaints, which department has the worst drivers? DCF came in at number 1 with 413 complaints. The Department of Developmental Services had 97, and the rest of the top 5 were in the 40s. I reached out to all 5, and they all had similar answers, saying they take each complaint seriously, investigate, and take different disciplinary action depending on the alleged offense. But the DOT pointed out something to be taken into consideration, and that's how much driving their employees are actually doing. Administrative Services leases out about 3,300 vehicles on a given month, and some departments have more vehicles than those just leased.
Now, if you've encountered problems with state vehicles on the roadways, you can always tell us about it using our Channel 3 app. You can also find full statements and responses from all of the departments involved. David McKay, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.